As you know, we set aside a few minutes each Sunday morning to suggest news or trends that would seem to be predicted by a literal and futurist reading of the Bible. We're careful to use recognized, reliable sources for news because we don't want to have a sensationalism that gets in the way of the information we're giving. And we're not saying that the things we report fulfill prophecy, only that they are things you could expect in light of the unfulfilled prophecies. The question we get all the time now, obviously, is does COVID-19 have anything to do with Bible prophecy? And I would say not directly. By that I mean it isn't a pestilence from the book of the Revelation. The things you read about in chapters 6 through 19 where in the Revelation which describe the tribulation, those are after the rapture of the church, and we are still here today. So we're not in the tribulation, and we won't be in the tribulation. And so the fact that there are pestilences, there's always been, there have been world pandemics before. This is not an unusual judgment of God like you'll find in the tribulation. However, indirectly, the global response to the pandemic does potentially have a prophetic impact. We've been pointing out for decades that in the last days and then on into the Great Tribulation, the world will be united in commerce. There'll be some sort of digital biometric technology by which everyone can be identified and conduct all their business. The tech has been around for some time. COVID-19 has necessitated and therefore accelerated global reliance upon digital technology and biometrics in particular in ways that no one could have foreseen. I read an article titled COVID-19 From Digital Transformation to Digital Revolution. Let me read some excerpts from that article. Overnight, the world found itself sheltered at home. Digital became indispensable. Remote work became mandatory. Online customer service became imperative. Cloud became critical. In retail, online sales went up 76%. In education, over 1.5 billion students were affected, resulting in a global shift toward e-learning, with some learning providers deploying over 100,000 cloud servers in just 2 hours. In the health sector, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services saw 10.1 million beneficiaries receiving telehealth services from mid-March through early July. In short, companies were faced with a challenge: go digital or die, and the world passed the test. COVID-19 has forced us to be open to change because change gives us a way forward. We know now that digital transformation is the answer, and we demand to go digital fast because we know it's possible. A guy named Chris Riddell, he's described by others as a digital technology guru, had this to say. He said, "Just so everyone knows, we're living through a future history class." Experts are describing the time as the fourth industrial revolution, saying this fourth revolution will merge the physical, digital, and biological worlds. In its scale, scope, and complexity, the transformation will be unlike anything humankind has experienced before. One of the fundamental differences of this fourth revolution is that in the previous ones, the changes occurred outside of the human body. Now they will involve it and even happen within it, possibly redefining us as Homo sapiens. And so this sounds eerily similar to something like the mark of the beast, a mark on your hand or forehead, involving our own biometrics. Here's another quote. The COVID-19 pandemic is accelerating interest in biometrics and contactless biometrics in particular, but it's not just about digital. With people being more aware than ever of the dangers of coming into contact with infected surfaces, contactless is the new normal, from pizza delivery to classrooms to medical consultations. When it comes to secured physical access, we often can't avoid interaction with payment systems and ATMs, key cards for building security, and so much more. There is another area where biometrics, particularly voice and face, can help. The World Economic Forum says now is the time for businesses everywhere to begin the transition toward a future that looks like biometric authentication is the way to go. On the island of Patmos, 2,000 years ago, John received the revelation of Jesus Christ. There in that relatively Stone Age kind of time, he saw a time in which human beings would conduct business on a global scale without money. He saw a contactless solution. It would be a mark on or in the body. It would be eerie, except that we've known that's going to happen for a long time, and we know what's going to happen after that. We believe the resurrection and rapture of the church is imminent. It could happen at any moment. Nothing needs to happen before Jesus returns to raise the dead in Christ and rapture living believers. He will return, and once he does that, we'll all join him in heaven while the earth endures that final 7-year Great Tribulation. Are you ready for the rapture? If not, get ready and stay ready and keep looking up, because ready or not, Jesus is coming.